friends, today I'm going to take you along with making a very simple and easy home decor sign with my Cricut. What you're gonna need is a wood sign. I get these from Amazon and then I faux stain them and paint them. I have a video all on that and I will link the signs in the description. These are super easy. I was intimidated by making wood signs because I thought I was gonna have to buy the wood, frame it all myself, but then I found these wooden frames on Amazon. They come in a variety of sizes and it makes things so much easier. So I use these for all of my wood signs. And then you're just gonna need some vinyl. And today I'm using brand. I think this was a random brand on Amazon. So you'll need vinyl, transfer tape, something to cut the vinyl. So I'm using a paper trimmer and then your wood signs. And I use this, it's a roller tool and I use my Cricut weeding pen. So that's pretty much everything you're gonna need. But first we have to go to the computer, add the designs to our canvas and then go ahead and make them. So let's get into it. So I'm using some designs from Tape Made Modern. All I have to do is type in Michigan and it's right there. Click add to canvas and then I'm doing another state. So I searched for that and added it to my canvas. And then if you go to your stuff, if you go to your stuff, I have it right here and here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the Michigan one first. Go to customize to double check that the sizing's correct and then hit make it. So let's see, this is 8 by 7 and I'm gonna go measure my signs. So measuring these, I have about, I can do 8.5 as the biggest. Probably 8 1/4 actually is the most comfortable. So we'll go edit that. Okay, I'm gonna change this to 8.25, hit enter, and then I'm gonna hit make it. And then I'm gonna go turn on my Cricut and cut it with the regular vinyl setting. So I just cut out 2 sheets of paper at 8.5 inches wide since I knew both of them would be the same size and accidentally stopped recording when I went to go do that. So that's really cool. So now I'm done cutting and this is how easy it is to store your vinyl. Now I use this brayer tool to kind of make sure it's really in there. And I mean, with vinyl like this, it's not curling too much, but sometimes you get vinyl that is super, super warped and it's like this, and then you're trying to stick it onto your mat and it's not sticking very well. Also, if you're using paper, it helps to really make sure it's stuck on there and doesn't move around. And I've been getting some really great cuts using that ever since I switched to doing that. I don't know if it's the machine got recalibrated and now the calibration actually works, or if it has anything to do with the paper not moving. I have no idea. I'm gonna go ahead and put the second sheet on as well, just because I know these are the exact same size and I don't have to like line things up. I know where it's going. I like to get one side down first and then kind of smooth it out that way. Oops. You can see I got some air bubbles. So the brayer tool will get rid of those air bubbles and make sure everything's laying flat. Also, this tool has come in handy so much. I use it for my sun catchers, and when I was putting this contact paper on, I also used it to like roll it out. I didn't think it would be that useful, but I use it all the time now. Okay, well, of course, the time when you talk about how everything's been working smoothly for you, things don't work smoothly for you. But I don't know if you can see this, but it needed to be over like just slightly, but it didn't like use up any of this space. So now I have to move this next one. Actually, this next one is New Mexico skinnier. So dang, that sucks. I would have been better if I had this the other way. Oh well, this is so tiny, but man, is that gonna bother me? Maybe I can just paint it. It's like the smallest little bit. It'll be fine, it'll be fine. Okay, now I'm just gonna cut. I actually gonna cut all the way up here. So this is kind of why it was helpful to cut afterwards, because you're gonna have a state like Michigan who you don't actually need all this vinyl over here. This also helps with the weeding too. If you have something that's a little bit harder, like isn't coming off as easily, then going at an angle definitely helps. Here is what the two look like. Now it's time to weed. So I'm gonna use the weeding tool from Cricut. It's easier to use this tool if you have bigger pieces, and then if you have super tiny pieces and you are using this, definitely put a mat down underneath because it will go through the vinyl and like scuff up your tables. So just be aware of that. Right? Am I doing that right? No. No, that's not right. Oh man, did I mess this up? Let me look at the design. Okay, almost made a big mistake and weeded the wrong section. So I had to look back at the design file and see what was supposed to be there. So this is like weeding the opposite of what I'm used to because it is keeping the silhouette. Like, so yeah. Oh my God, Kate, you were really getting into that. Oh my God. Oh, I love when it weeds so good. I could have kept this part for something. Thanks, Tate. Are you helping me? But I didn't think about that. Oh well. Tate, you have to get out of here. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where my scraper tool is in here, so I'm just gonna use this brayer tool again and just like lightly, you can hear it stuck to it. I'm gonna use my brayer tool again. If you had the actual scraper tool, this would probably be a lot easier, but we are working with what we can find. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Okay, this didn't go as smoothly as I planned, but I think these look really good. I guess I didn't really explain why I was making these. So if you don't know, my husband was in the military, and for a handful of years we lived in New Mexico. And while we didn't quite love our military experience, it's still part of our story. We still lived in a different state than where we both grew up. So I wanted to kind of put these on the side of our wedding photo. So here's our wedding photo. I am covering my husband's face and it looks ridiculous, but he doesn't like to be on the internet, so whenever I kind of like to protect his privacy, you know, military and him. So I thought these would look great on both sides because, you know, nature colors, green, and like, look at that. That actually looks really good. I honestly really wanted to do green for Michigan and burnt orange to like kind of tie this in for New Mexico because desert, but One, vinyl colors are sometimes hard to find earthy tones and not the like super bright pastels. So yeah, I couldn't really find one that I wanted. So we are waiting to get more portraits of our wedding photos printed and everything. But to be honest, canvas prints are super expensive and we just didn't feel like we should spend that money right now. So I thought this would be a good way to add some decor without breaking the bank. If you break it down by how much vinyl I used, the paint, the wood, probably less than $10 for these two things. So that's really inexpensive, and yeah, I just like how these turned out. I love the little doodles in them too. That's why I thought it would be, now I'm seeing, I think my New Mexico's off-centered. Or is that the lighting? Okay, it's definitely the lighting. It doesn't seem as extreme when I'm looking at it, but it can't be perfect, you know? If we waited for perfection, we would never get things done, and that is things I have struggled with, so I'm learning to be okay with imperfections, and we're starting with this. Like, you can't even, from here, you can't even tell that I cut off part of Michigan, and I am not gonna point it out to anyone, and we will just see what happens. The only other thing that you would need to do is add these little brackets on the back, which is super easy to do. I thought it would be a lot harder, but basically measure the middle. I don't have it with me right now, or else I would add that part to it. But so find the middle and then put your bracket right there, and then mark the little holes, and then nail the holes in place, and nail the nails in the holes is what I meant to say. And they go about like halfway into this, maybe more, I'm not sure. That was super easy too. I thought it would be a lot harder. And then now you have an easy hang. So this video was not as smooth as I was expecting it to be, but I still hope you enjoyed it and got inspired to maybe make a sign of your own. So maybe you've also been in the military and moved around a lot, or maybe you just want to sign with your state. These are a great option from Tape Made Modern. If you have Cricut access, you can download them just like I did and quickly add them to your canvas. I love Cricut access for that. I don't have to mess with downloading and uploading and all that crap. Super simple and super fast, and so I give Cricut access a thumbs up for that reason alone. But I think she also sells them on Etsy. So Tape Made Modern is the original creator of this. I have seen her files stolen, and I want to make it clear that this is Tape Made Modern's file, no one else's. She does all 50 states too. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, everything I use is in the description below. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help. And until next time, bye.